Careful planning, a low profile, regular scouting. We had played a tight game, avoiding the pitfalls that end the runs of many other players. We were quiet and productive, patiently approaching our goals at a steady and terrifying pace. But Conan is a savage game. Your plans and even your very survival can be wildly out of your control due to factors that you couldn't have known. In the night as I slept, a series of events would begin to unfold that would promise to hijack this run and test my resolve. From this point on, it would be a struggle to stay in the game. We got some good and some bad news today. Start with the bad news. We got raided last night. But, the good news... they ran out of bombs. There are a few things in this game that feel as good as logging in and seeing that your base survived an offline raid. Cocksuckers left their thrall behind and everything. Sloppy. Look at that. We got him with a tier 2 switcheroo. Didn't I tell you? Someone was gonna fall for it. We got him, boys. They took the bait. If you folks at home are having trouble reading this text, fucking same. The red is impossible to read. It's all maybe I'm just blind. Maybe it's all the video games. So we're gonna have to rebuild that side, but the good news continues. Not only did we survive the raid, but I already know where these guys live, so I don't have to do any scouting, and they live nearby. It's not even a long walk. In fact, I literally watched them build their base. I didn't even record it because I'm like, alright, these guys are noobs. I have no reason to have to go raid these guys for anything. It would be a total waste of my time. And lo and behold, they show up in my event log. I didn't even mark their base on my map. That's how unconcerned I was with them living near me. There it is. Their rotten nest. The base of Love Dog. I mean, you can just look at it. Look at this goober base. This goofball setup. The more we look at it, the more you'll see. But this is... I can already spot a handful of goofy mistakes. So problem number one, drawbridge. Drawbridges are great as choke points, but this is placed outside the natural choke point of the structure, and you've only got it on one side. So it's outside of the structure, and it's raised up high enough that I could blast the foundation underneath it, and just break the whole thing without even, you couldn't repair it or nothing. So major misplay on the drawbridge. They're using foundations as honeycombing. If this is even honeycombed, which I would not be surprised to find out the interior is not honeycombed, because the way that this is built, I mean, you can use foundations, but you waste a lot of space. Yeah, this right here. You hate to see it. Quick pause, editor's note. I did not elaborate on this at the time, and I probably should have, but what I spotted here is a unique flaw with jungle structures. If you look closely on the top there, the upper section of these jungle structures has holes in it, and you can see through those. But even worse than seeing is you could actually place explosives through those because you have that line of sight. So whenever you build in a jungle structure, you have to block those either with stairs, or, well, it doesn't have to be honeycombed up there, you just have to make it so that they can't place explosives. It's a rookie mistake, but that's the easiest way to spot whether or not somebody's got experience with PvP. Plus this goofy ass bridge on the side. Like, that doesn't matter, but there's no anti-climb on the top. So I could squat up there and harass the shit out of them. And they'd have to climb up there to stop me, which I could stop them from doing with arrows. So it's not properly honeycombed, bad drawbridge placement. They're giving the enemy a place to attack from. So we need to think of our response to this, and we're gonna raid them. You know, this is a fantastic opportunity. That's the other good news is everybody else that has attacked or raided or stolen from me so far has left the server, so I couldn't get any of my sweet revenge. So I don't want to pass up this opportunity, but hear me out. These guys seem new, and I did survive the raid. So I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of some like ultra sweaty raid plan, I think I'm just gonna show up and bomb my way in. We're just gonna do it old-fashioned, sloppy, for the memes, because there's no it would be overkill to get too sweaty with this raid, and I think it would be fun to just have a little low stress scrap, a nice little neighborly dispute. Plus these sort of sloppy early game raids, I kind of miss them. I feel like almost everything I do in this game now is just like these huge conflicts. It'll be nice to just put my feet up and just fuck around for an evening. Like, we'll still, you know, by the end of the raid window, we'll flip the switch and get the loot and leave, but I think we're gonna take it easy. And before anybody says I'm a nice guy, if we had been raided, like, fully, if they had wiped us, we would be having a very different conversation. So, I identified a problem, I went home, took inventory. I've been gearing up for guerrilla warfare, protracted guerrilla warfare with the big clan for a while now, and what I have not been doing is preparing for a regular-ass raid. So we don't have any good armor. We have no good weapons. Don't have any puffball mushrooms. No aloe potions. We have one tier 3 fighter, that's all we got. Basically, I don't have anything that I would need for a regular-ass raid. So we gotta do a lot of farming today, and we gotta rebuild the base as well. We have enough steel from the decayed base we found the other day, plus stuff that I just had lying around, to just fully upgrade the base. Which isn't something I wanted to do, but, you know, I want to avoid any weird contingencies tonight. But I do have to get black ice for it, so here we are. Thankfully, I have nothing else to do today, because we're probably going to spend the rest of the day up to the raid window just farming for it. The raid window is at noon, mind you, so it's, you know, when I say the rest of the day, I mean we've got like a couple hours to get ourselves ready for a raid. I believe in me, though. I believe in me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, not now! Where is my combat thrall? Ooh. Even he thought I was dead. What was I saying earlier? I believe in me? You know what? That wasn't even close. There's my fucking combat thrall. He's off in the corner. This is all I got for aloe potions. And I had to waste some because Igor's off in a corner. Unbelievable. Guys, look away. I don't want you to see me like this. I don't have a choice, guys. I'm on a clock. I've only got a couple. I can't jog. I'll run out of time. Please. I don't want you to see me like this. I'm not gonna use it for PvP, okay? We're on a tight schedule, okay? I have nothing. I'm not ready for a regular raid. I don't want to hear it. I named him Glue. I'm gonna get rid of him. Don't think any less of me. Seriously though, everybody else that has raided me so far, okay, in my defense, everybody else that has raided me so far has disappeared literally the same day or the next day. I have to be quick. I gotta strike while the iron's hot. I'm not gonna read any comments that contain the word horse. This isn't me. It means nothing. I just had a legitimate adrenaline spike from hearing my own horse following me. I'm so not used to having one that I heard it and just like my stomach sank. I'm like, here? Now? While I'm trying to farm? It was my own horse. You farm as a solo long enough, dude. You hear the clapping and you're like, ah, jeez. Not in the face. I got sensitive skin. And then you go home and you plot for your revenge, but it's just mine. It's just mine. False alarm. We had a lot of prep work to do. Because I was so focused on my larger goal, I had neglected all of the little things that I didn't think I would need for such a large conflict. So we farmed up aloe potions, puffball mushrooms for poison arrows, more flasks, stone for explosive jars. We did another run of tar, brimstone, star metal for weapons, alchemical base for epic flawless gear, got each and every one of our buff potions online, black ice for repairing the base, a bit of insulated wood for the same purpose, stocked up on some low quality food for healing, feathers for the arrows, feline pelts for the armor, poisons to apply to our weapons, for the extra hides for replacement gear. You guys ever get the feeling there's too much shit in this game? I always forget how much shit I need for PvP until I sit down to farm it, and I'm on like 0.8 on a bullet list that's like 75 units long. But I think we're still gonna make it. Once I finish up getting these Crimson Lotus flowers, I think that's about it for buffs. We'll rebuild the base, and we will just barely be in time for the raid window. You know, I really didn't want to have to upgrade this base. Because you think about it, once the war really starts, I'm not going to be able to hold on to this base. I'm going to have to abandon it. So it feels like a waste to upgrade it. Yeah, at the same time, though, it does feel kind of badass to just fully upgrade it to tier 3 with just shit I had lying around, though. Like, that does feel nice. Like, I could just leave it, but in the 1 in a million chance that they've got a bunch of bombs saved up and they retaliate mid-raid, yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't want something stupid to happen. We're not going to be stupid about it just because they're new, or presumably new. And as long as we're on that note, I've been doing some thinking. You guys are, I can already see the comments. You guys are gonna be calling me a pussy, but listen. If I have the opportunity to leave the loot, I think I'm gonna. Okay, I think seeing that other clan in the jungle get wiped was a bummer. And on this server, every sandstone base has been raided. I think we've seen enough noob bloodshed for one playthrough. If they come out with the provolone and they try to cheese me to death, then maybe I'll change my mind. But I don't know. I think back when I was new, I remember my first raid. I still have screenshots of it. Like I think those goofy early raids are a lot of fun. Like we have an opportunity for us both to have some casual fun. And I think rather than go for the killing blow necessarily, which I still might because I haven't made up my mind yet, but I'm just letting you know where I'm at. Those are my thoughts. I don't know. I didn't come here to fight these guys. Is the point. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna put up our feet. We're gonna have a nice casual raid, and then we're gonna move our shit up to the stash, and hopefully within the next 2 days, get busy on the proper stuff. For those of you curious, yes, I took a detour on my farming trip just so I could make radiant torches to make this base look pretty. Because if you care about presentation, you make time. Just checking to make sure they're actually there before we make our big move. I'll warn you guys ahead of time, though. I'm an entertainer first, a raider second, like in terms of closing out a raid, farmer third, and a combatant fourth. I've never hidden the fact that I'm a pretty mediocre fighter. I can raid incredibly well. Because, you know, Conan's the kind of game where you can compensate for that with really good strategy, and that's what I prefer. I grew up playing strategy games. Like, that was all I ever played. So for me, when I kill somebody, even when they're full of loot, it does nothing for me. It brings, like, whatever neurons are firing in your head when you kill somebody and make profit, I don't have them. For me, I'm here for the big scale, the macro plays. You know what I mean? Oh, I just said you know what I mean! I've been so good about it this playthrough. I've been intentionally not saying it. That's okay. You know what? Nobody watched the New World playthroughs. That's okay. No one will even pick up on that meme. I think we're okay. The original point. What I was gonna say is that my combat skills are pretty mediocre. So if you're expecting an upcoming kill montage, sit your ass down and go find somebody else. It's not happening. I know there's always like two people in the comment section that are like, it says PvP on the title, but where's the PvP? It's a PvP server. The kind of PvP that I do is very different. Well, it doesn't count unless you go to the sinkhole and roll around in your loincloth and fight over nothing. Then it doesn't count.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Okay, big guy. All right, whatever you say. I almost want to edit out this entire raid just to annoy those people because I'm a cocksucker, but for my loyal viewers, I'll leave the actual combat in. You're welcome. You can watch me flounder around while we honorably assault these noobs. The raid plan would be fairly simple. Even though we'd be taking it easy and these guys seemed really new, there were still a few things to consider. Firstly, they have a number of Teemos fighter thralls, saber-tooths, horses, and rock-noses. Even brand new players can win a fight if you're stun-locked the whole time, so taking care of these would be crucial. Secondly, there were a few enemy players in my event log, meaning I'd likely be outnumbered on top of it all. and the only backup I have is a single, partially leveled Tier 3 fighter. Thirdly, while I had gotten a lot of raid prep done, my gear would likely still be far below what I'd need to stand toe-to-toe with someone, and that's assuming they don't immediately cheese me to death instead. So the plan was this. We'd start off on the hill behind the base, which would give me an incredible height advantage while I used poison arrows to kill off the saber-tooths. They looked like lesser variants, and they weren't likely to be leveled, so they should die easily. Once the pets were all dead, I'd move in and take the bridge and use that high ground to kill off the fighter thralls using the same method. I would not be able to move into the base while the thralls were still in the way, or else I'd just get stuck and slaughtered, so we'd have to take our time on this first part. After that, I decided that going through the doors would be suicide. The drawbridge wasn't placed correctly, but even after blasting through it, the doors are tight choke points where I could get stuck and murdered. So I figured if I already had the high ground from the bridge, I'd just bomb in through the side since it likely wasn't honeycombed very well and I had plenty of explosives. Once that's finished, I could decide finally whether or not to take all the loot, since once the wall is off, the loot is basically mine. They'd have no real way to stop me from robbing the place, as I could just run to their map room to get away. I had multiple bearer packs set aside for Mario builds if I had to cheese them, and I had plenty of explosives farmed up, so if I really had to level the whole base, I definitely could. All in all, it was a pretty low-risk raid, provided nothing crazy happened. Come, Igor. There's work to be done. Guys, nobody tell Igor, but he has a 0% chance of surviving this raid. He's 100% screwed. I already took the redeemed Silent Legion off his body, cause Hey boss, what are you doing? I just believe in you so damn much, I'm gonna give you budget gear instead. Really? Yeah. Also, your replacement's probably gonna need this armor. What? Nothing. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, Igor. Fine. Oh, you know what? Let's wait till night. We're gonna wait till night, then we're gonna start shooting. Wakey, Dixon Bakey. What? I can't see shit. Why did I wait till night to do this? Aha, got him. Okay. We're off to a good start, guys. We're off to a good start. Still no response. They're in there and they're online. Like, I checked that before I came over here, so I don't think they know where I'm shooting from, which means the spot's doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's the last one I can see. Boom. They weren't leveled, so that didn't take long. I was hoping to get their fighter thralls from up here, but I don't see them. So we're moving in. Phase 2. Oh, I see you. Sitting on the roof. Like, where are those arrows coming from? Right here, big guy.
Yo, what was that?
Get running, boy. Use them feet. Ooh, the thrall's not following. Nice. We can smoke him out while we get this cocksucker away from the base. These guys are wholly unequipped for what's happening here. They're both running. Oh yeah, this was the right play. I feel a lot better about choosing the nice option. We could have smoked these guys with a treb. You're gonna need a bigger bow, my man. They can't get to the thrall. I'm just gonna smoke them out every time.
Sup?
Who is this man? Casually strolling up to our goofball raid. Oh, I gotta stop saying sup, dude. I feel like that's gonna give me away. Do you mind? We're kind of having a chat over here, my dude. Wait, he's in designers.
Thank you for all the map rooms, by the way.
Just having a nice, friendly conversation outside this raid while I gas this man's thralls to death. Who says barbarians can't be civil from time to time? I mean, if these guys want to watch, no skin off my bones. Wait a minute, that's the guy I came here for. Oh, well, now I feel foolish. What am I doing? Leg? Come on down. Come on now. Came all the way over here. Let's... Okay, the lag is starting. It's not good for our raid. Ah, ooga shaka, ooga shaka. Come here, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Keep running. Why are you taking your clothes off? I'm happily engaged. That won't work on me. Wait, I go reset and take. Get the fuck out of. You offlined me. Get out of here. Come here. Yeah, you get in there. You get in the cuck tunnel where you belong. Oh, Igor, get him. Sick him, Igor. Get him. Let me reset, she says. Get the fuck out of here. Nice try. Going in for round 2. My ping's getting really high all of a sudden. No, please. The lag's gonna get me stuck in there one of these times. I'm counting on you, Igor. I can't do it. Come here, boy. You know what? I was gonna wait till the thralls were dead, but if this is how it's gonna be, I'm getting the bombs early. Put one here just to knock on the door. Little how do you do? Oh, and here come the horse. Always. Always. Horse and a Teemos thrall, of course. It wouldn't be PvP without these two things. We could just fight each other, but you know, this is much better for both of us, I imagine. Almost looked like a predator blade too. It's like you can't just PvP. It's got to be cheese. All right, if that's how you want it. Uh-oh, guys. I'm on top of the bridge. He might have to get off his horse. Imagine the horror. I mean, just imagine it. Having to fight a man on foot 2v1? Dude. let's ignore those 2 whiffs. Come on up here, boys. You're gonna have to get off the horse. Look at him. He won't do it. Couple more hours of this, I might actually break something. You better hurry. I'd like to remind everybody that I had a horse, and I left him at home because I have standards. So I don't want to hear nothing about using him in a farm earlier. I don't want to hear it. I'm an honorable man.
You underestimate my power. Don't try it.
I guess that was an attempt. That's one way to try to get on the bridge. Goddamn. If this keeps up, I might actually be able to kill the horses before I get in there. And they can't get up here. If they're in voice chat, they got to be yelling at each other. Whose fucking idea was that stupid ass bridge? It's like they set this up for me. Don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. It's over. This is goofy. This is a goofy raid. These guys are really struggling with the whole high ground thing. Are those daggers? Is he really gonna dagger cheese me, dude? Are you for real? I mean, I got daggers, but I brought him to bleed out the horses. I would never. I have standards, as I've said. This could backfire terribly, but I'm out of bombs anyways. And I really want that thrall dead. So I think we're gonna risk it. Wish me luck, boys. Okay, starting off with a whiff, that's good. Kinda wish my thrall would come down here. See, this is why I brought daggers. For the thralls. Because I'm a good person. Always running. Let's see. Are they gonna dagger spam? Is that the... Always. Wanna know how not surprised I am? Not even a little bit. Remember earlier they're like, oh, let me get geared up. We'll have a nice honorable fight. Comes out with Teemos thralls, horses, and dagger spam. Always. The fucking state of PvP. If I die, it's whatever. I'm out of bombs. I gotta go back anyways. Look at Igor, though. He's fucking him up. we may yet get away with this. That would be top shelf. Every time I pull out a weapon, this guy comes back. Yeah, that's it. You gotta love daggers. Press Q, mash left click, cost no stamina. We're gonna ignore the hotbar, okay? I'm gonna remind everybody I had like a couple hours to raid prep, and I spent a lot of time rebuilding the base. So we're running on fumes as far as food is concerned. I genuinely had like a stack and a half. I died with a gas mask on my body though, so that could complicate things, but we'll see. What? Neither of them are wearing it. What? Imagine we can just continue as we were. I didn't even bring bombs because I wanted to feel it out. Well, fuck it. If they're not going to wear the sandstorm mask, then we'll just keep doing this. Every time I leave to get bombs, they get on the bridge. And then when I come back, they get off the bridge. And then I get back on the bridge. And the raid continues. I don't get it. They slew noble Igor. From this point on, though, I don't think we can fight him. I was already kind of pushing it because my gear was pretty trash before, but that was my only epic set. And if you can see the state of my food, it's not great. But, you know, that's PvP sometimes, you know? Get raided and like, nah, there's no way he's gonna strike back. No way. Show up that evening with a handful of steaks and 3 ice cubes, like, bro, bring it on, bro. Bring it on, bro. I don't need food. Sometimes you just gotta make it work. We can't afford to do this. Couple good hits. Oh yeah, that's about what I expected. Okay, so that's the problem. Okay, we could use hyper armor to trade into the dagger spam, but because there's such a gear disparity, multiple heavy attacks from me, a couple, you know, a little bit of damage to him, one left click from him, over half my health gone. So we're gonna we got to hit and run, but we're actually really close to being on the inside, and then we just switch to Mario build and rob them for all they're worth. It'll be an easy game. But, yeah, I decided I'm gonna take all the loot, given that I'm giving them the online 1v2 raid, and they're cheesing me with horses, thralls, and daggers after offlining me. Like, come on. I'll wait. I got all day. How many times are we gonna get away with this? They could just dismantle this bridge, by the way. They could just tear the whole thing down. They think the raid was over? This raid's not over. It's gonna be a long raid window, boys. It's tough to see from this angle, but that's open. I think that's our cue. I think it's time. We flip the switch. We end this cheese. This ridiculous ass raid. For how stacked against me the raid was, their lack of skill more than made up for it. Everything had gone more or less exactly as expected. After noticing they weren't repairing or replacing, we were sure to take our time and avoid unnecessary risks. Save for one, of course. With the base fully open on one side, cleaning the base out would be the easiest part, since in the tight confines of their base, they would not be able to avoid being crushed by an encumbered spec. But as I went back to my base, a thought occurred to me. Repeatedly throughout the raid, they had sent some of theirs to scout my base out. Now, I wasn't at all worried about retaliation at this point. If they couldn't raid my tier 2 base, they definitely couldn't raid my tier 3, especially after their display of, skill at their base. But they could annoy me. See, when a bomb goes off, it deals splash damage to everything nearby, even through walls. It'll only deal 1 damage through a wall, so not enough to break anything, but enough to damage it, meaning that you can't pick it up until it gets repaired. This is to stop people from picking up their entire base mid-raid. The only problem is, benches have ridiculous hitboxes. I didn't record it, but repairing all my benches after being offline last night actually took me a good 30 minutes and was incredibly tedious. So, since I was heading home to respec anyways, I figured I'd save myself a potential headache and just pack up all my stuff before returning to the raid. I was gonna leave shortly afterwards anyways and bring all my stuff to the stash, but this decision wound up saving me from a completely different headache altogether. Oh, look at that timing. I just finished packing most of it. It's actually a lot of bodies. Did they get more clanmates? What the fuck are these guys doing here for? Open that door or we wipe you. Yeah, I'm shaking in my boots, dude. Don't take my pixels, please. We're a bunch of fucking losers. We have to be polite. There'll be time for shit talking later, but so annoying. We just spent like an hour and a half raiding those guys. And I guess these guys are here to raid them too. So that was all for nothing. On the bright side, we caught them before they raided us, so we can just take our stuff up to the stash and save it all. It's kind of a positive. Yo, that Ashby's guy literally yesterday was saying in the global chat, "We do not oppress the weak." And now he's at my base, threatening to wipe me because I refuse to open my doors on command like a bitch. What a fucking loser. His time is coming, though. You know, I kind of feel like I've been on the back foot for most of this playthrough, because I've just been, chasing after people who keep quitting, so I'm just like having my time wasted. All these guys are nipping at my heels, robbing my shacks, but so far we haven't lost anything. And we're like one step ahead of the game. We're avoiding wipes left and right. I mean, honestly, things are going pretty well. I like, if I really think it over, we're only if we keep up our pace, we're like 2 days away from starting our proper conflict. You know, 2 days worth of god farming plus everything I've got so far. We're basically there. We're right where we want to be. Looks like the raid didn't go well for him. I can't say I feel too bad given how hard they cheesed me. The online raid 2v1 with 700 ping, and they cheesed me in every way that they were capable of cheesing me. But of course, admirals are the type of fucking losers. They gotta bring, 7 people to a 2-man base. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you need that much of an advantage, then you're not good at the game. Unfortunately, that makes up like the majority of people that play this game. Go to YouTube and look at all the PvP montages. Watch how many of those kills come from the team that has more people. It amazes me. People will record themselves killing people 4 versus 1 and just masturbate over it for weeks. The people that play this game blow my mind. Admirals raid everyone and then they're alone. Can you really say that after offlining a solo player? Is that... Do you really have room to talk? And, what's going on up here? I think they found our shack. I've never seen somebody use foundations to climb all over the volcano like this. And then, like, leave them behind? It's kind of goofy. Because then now everybody knows that you've scouted it. Like, I'm going to move my stuff and you're not going to get it. Yeah, wow, that's, I added a map room to the shack today? That is not doing me any favors. I was really hoping it wouldn't be that obvious. I guess it is. I normally wouldn't even be able to see the base at all from this angle, and you've just got that just hanging right out there. That's what I get for being lazy. I should have just used midnight potions, but what are you gonna do? Overall, it was a quick escape, a clean escape. We were on top of the world and ahead of the game, only a few days away from enacting our great plan. But sometimes, even for the best of us, it only takes one stupid mistake to undo everything. Can't see a fucking thing up here. Oh my god. No fucking way I just did that. There's no fucking way I just did that. I didn't even realize I was standing on it. Oh my god, what do I even do about that? Guys, Jesus Christ. Can I get 2 seconds to process what I just did, please? Oh my fucking, I don't even know what to do right now. I gotta get what's left of my stuff and get the fuck out of here. I don't even think I can get back up there to get my stuff. It's gone. I would need more climbing gear. I'd have to farm up more climbing gear. Oh my god, guys. I can't believe what I just fucking did. Oh my god. Can I catch a break for just 1 second so I can think? God damn it. What just happened to me in the last 5 seconds? Like, what is even happening right now? I can't get back up there in time. There's no way. I actually just deleted almost everything I owned on accident. It's gone. What do I even do? I've never done that before. I've never done that before. Oh my god.